Well, hello, my beautiful Taurians. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your monthly reading for February 2025. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings, and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam. Okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Taurians, this is your monthly reading for February 2025. I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to an outcome. Also, I've just opened a competition for one subscriber to win a free personal reading from me, but I'll let you know how to win that a little bit later on because some people are here just for the reading and I don't like to waste anyone's time. So let's get straight to it. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Taurians? What can they expect in the month of February 2025? What lies ahead for them? What should they be aware of as they move through the next coming weeks and months? Well, we've just officially moved into Aquarius season, and this month it encourages you to tap into your free spirit and into your inner rebel, to try new things, embrace your individuality, be flamboyant, and discover what really makes you unique. You may feel a strong desire to connect with others this month, be more sociable, involve yourself in the community more, or fill your diary with new events and experiences. Maybe even jump into training for a charitable event or organize giving back to the community in some way. Aquarius season asks you to be open to the alternative. So you might experiment with new recipes, watch independent theater or cinema, feel inclined to catch a really out there art exhibition, seek out experimental documentaries or books on the unknown, try a new look or style, or even expand your knowledge with higher learning. It's really time to embrace the unfamiliar. This is also a month where your genius comes forward with flashes of insight and eureka moments as you innovate all aspects of your life, challenge the status quo, and find fresh new pathways to complement any routines or responsibilities that you have to adhere to. Because, hey, that's life. We got to do stuff. We got to do what we got to do. But this month adds extra creative flair, a spring in your step, and of course, a desire to shake things up a little bit. Now, if you don't know it already, February reminds you that you are fabulous. February is often associated with a very commercialized day of romance. But whether you are in a relationship or not, this season really dials up the desire to romance your life a little bit more, as Venus, the planet of unconditional love, offers you an extra dreamy feel as it cozies up to Neptune. It's a perfect time to have a heartfelt conversation with those you really care about. Strengthen your friendships, relationships, and most importantly, deepen your connection with self. You may feel compelled to book a date night with yourself this month and do something really special to remind you that you've come a long way. Give yourself permission to really celebrate the wonderful you. The most exciting planetary shift this month is actually Jupiter, which stations direct, and then of course in doing so it shines its benevolence upon us once more with rays of good luck and abundance. And if you've been receiving tough lessons that you didn't ask for, not seeing results, or feeling defeated or deflated, or even submerged in deeply reflective growth periods, it may have been that Jupiter and Mars have been retrograding, but finally the light at the end of the tunnel appears on the 4th of February as Jupiter expands opportunity, curiosity, good fortune, and most importantly, sets you up to receive rewards for all your hard work, especially since Aldebaran, the star of wealth and good fortune, supports Jupiter's pivot. Now, Mars turns direct on the 23rd of February, which increases your energy, your motivation, passion, and ambition. Productivity will reach climactic levels. It's a great time to manifest and make life happen for you. The North Node conjuncts Neptune in the sign of Pisces, emphasizing the call to experience the unfamiliar. Expect very vivid dreams and original ideas during this time. And also, on a global scale, shall we say, and please fast forward this part if you don't want to hear it, we could see a bit of a wobble in the stock market, or at least an honest assessment of how things really are doing under the surface of all the bluster, which may even indicate an upcoming market correction. Now, this North Node can deliver a rude awakening when partnered up with Neptune. It really bursts the bubble of illusion, especially when printing money out of thin air to float economies on hollow foundations. And when we reach March or April time, well, it will be the cusp, shall we say, Saturn could offer this strict course correction, bringing reality to the surface with a bump. Now, the majority of the planets are actually hanging out in water signs this month without the grounding of Earth. So we might see water-related events occurring around the world. In particular, that underwater volcano that I keep seeing in my visions. But as there is also a lack of planets positioned in Earth signs, this can shake things up a little bit, seismically, shall we say, and cause plates to shift on a larger scale. The Earth, it moves all the time, of course, but the planets this month could destabilize some fault lines, okay, a major one at that. And with Uranus and Neptune energy running the show this month, expect the unexpected, especially the weird and the questionable, okay, because Pluto continues to reveal corruption. Expect confirmation of what you intuitively already know is going on behind the scenes, and exposés will continue across the board. Now, Mercury, the 7th planet to join the planetary parade on the 28th of February, creates a beautiful arc across the sky. And on a personal level, it offers a real shift, a solidarity that all you're striving for is somehow coming together. And the moon makes a glorious alignment with Jupiter, making this month a perfect time to manifest and muscle in on better luck. Plus, dreamy Neptune in Pisces could reveal a secret admirer. Ultimately, it's a great month to follow your heart and know that the universe has your back and supports you in all that you achieve. Now, I'm really loving your reading, especially the outcome energy, because we got the Judgment card twice. So this indicates that there is some big energy happening here for you. And the Judgment card indicates you're at a period of self-reflection, of course, but you're following your path, you're showing up for yourself, and you're deeply in the flow of your life's purpose and mission. Now, I'm just going to put all the cards up the way that they should be, because I'm only taking uprights in this reading. So if you know my readings, you'll also know that a tower tends to show up with the Wheel of Fortune. So you have some big surprises in store for you in the month of February. And they tend to be very positive because you also have the Ace of Swords there and the Magician. I mean, looking at your cards, wow, this is a major month for you in particular, my beautiful Taurians, because bar 2 cards, every card that you got is a major arcana one. So this month is a big deal. So let's start with your first one. We've got the changing cycles. Now, of course, this is your protagonist energy. You're busy transforming your life, making some adjustments, being flexible, but also you're tapping into better luck. Jupiter really does shine a little extra luck on you this month. And of course, your 4th house of stability is influencing you at the beginning of the month. So I would say, you're focused on your home life. Some of you may be doing some decluttering or, making your home your sanctuary, for example. But this is all things domestic. If you're launching a business from home or you work from home, expect some really great news. There is some sort of restructure going on here as well. So you may hear some news where you'll have to make alternative plans. That's what's coming there. So it could be a plot twist, or it could be you have to reschedule something in February, but that's kind of like a minor detail is what I'm seeing. The Wheel of Fortune is an energy of you really breaking a pattern. So if you have, set some sort of intention at the beginning of the year, I feel like you're fully in the flow of it. You may have said that you're going to do like dry January, or you're going to change something in January, but actually it continues into February and you feel really great about yourself there. But also I feel this card is really an indication that, you are on a very fated, destined path right now. And, there is a 6 of Cups here as well, which indicates some of you want to return to the good old days. So February really feels like you're stuck in a cycle of nostalgia, but you're also revisiting things that you used to do and things that you used to love. And a lot of you are reconnecting to a part of yourself that is very playful, open-hearted, joyful, and spontaneous is what I see there as well. But ultimately, you know, this is about creating better luck. I also see an energy here of good fortune. Something is coming in to surprise you. I feel it's an option or a decision you have to make, and ultimately you will make the right decision for you and you come out on top. You know, with the Empress energy there, for some of you, this could be an important call to tell you that you're going to get some sort of promotion. For some of you, if you've been waiting on news regarding something health related, especially if you've had a procedure there, because the Ace of Swords can be a procedure or it can be, you know, some sort of operation, for example. Because we got the Judgment card there, it could be that you've been waiting for results and you are wondering how things are going to go. The Empress energy indicates that you're nourishing yourself better, but also I feel there's a healthier kind of endeavor or outcome here. I feel like more energy, more vitality. And if you are someone who has actually been waiting for a procedure or waiting to see a professional regarding your health and you found it really hard to connect to somebody or get an appointment these days, it's difficult, I do see that you actually get a date in the diary for a procedure. Finally, you lock it down is what I see there. It could be that someone perhaps forfeits, I'm being given, forfeits. My guides are giving me that word, forfeits their appointment for another one, and then space becomes free. So this could be you if you're waiting for some sort of procedure that you've been waiting for a long time for. But I see you convalescing. I feel there's a lot of people around you reaching out and, you know, being supportive there as well. So sending you lots of love there too. But I see, you know, taking it easy, getting back into the flow and back on top. Vitality form is starred for you there. But also the Wheel of Fortune is really about shifting perspectives or, you know, transforming something in your life. You know, this is a very positive card, which means that you are trying to be very optimistic about February. I also feel that you are breaking cycles of repeat. I feel like you are kind of like breaking old habits, shall we say, especially with the Six of Cups there. I feel this is something that perhaps you've always done, and this Aquarius season energy is asking you to break through the status quo. It's asking you to be a maverick. You know, I'm also being given in the water right now like lone wolf energy, so it could be that you're going to go off and do something that you used to do when you were younger. Maybe you do it by yourself. Could be a hobby, could be a creative endeavor. Maybe it's a walk down, you know, memory lane. You know, I'm being given a real like trip down memory lane energy here. For some of you, it could be reunions with people that you haven't seen for a while, or a desire to connect to people from the past, because this is your protagonist energy. And I'm not talking about exes, okay? What I'm talking about is, you know, you wondering, I wonder what that person's up to. Gosh, we really used to get on so well. We were so tight. You know, we were besties, and then life got in the way, and I went to college and they went and moved to here for a job, and, you know, everything just happened, right? But I feel there's a real connect here. So it could be that suddenly you're thinking about this person, wondering what they're up to, and suddenly out of the blue, they message you. They're getting the same vibes. They're wondering what you're up to too. So I really feel there's a wonderful synchronicity in the month of February where you're thinking about someone and suddenly they reach out because they have been wondering what you're doing as well. They really miss you, is what I see there. Now, of course, Six of Cups can also indicate that, you know, there's a potential here for an ex to reach out. I don't like giving that message, but I have to. This person, you know, they're very scattered in their energy, very kind of like indecisive is what I'm seeing here, especially with the Magician card in the resistance position. Ace of Swords, I feel this person wants to kind of like tell you a truth on something that they haven't told you, or perhaps, you know, reveal something about themselves that perhaps deep down you knew, but they really never confirmed, is what I'm being given. I actually feel this person wants to make it right, but I feel like you're in a better position. You've moved past this now, and they're watching you glow up. I feel like they can see that you're doing really well, or they're looking at your life and seeing how you've transformed it. And I feel, especially if there is some sort of like sporadic kind of good luck around you, where suddenly, you know, you are working really hard and you have a breakthrough in your career, or perhaps you've come into money, or, you know, your lifestyle has changed in some way. I see that they may be thinking what you're up to, then really kind of like looking on social media, and if you're on social media and they can see your glow up, they could be reaching out to say, I want a piece of that pie. But actually, I feel because they were not there during your struggles to get to the successful position you're in, they certainly do not deserve a place at your success table. And I feel that this person, looking at the energy, I feel you've outgrown this connection. I feel if you're single, for example, I do feel that actually you're going to have a lot of attention when it comes to, you know, people being interested in you. For some of you, you're going to be talking to someone new, and you may actually have like an out of the blue kind of love at first sight kind of experience. And this is not with an ex, this is with a new person, and this person is divinely sent from the universe. So if you are looking for love, this month is a real sort of like find yourself in the right place at the right time, and suddenly it's happening and you're like, oh my gosh, I did not expect this to happen, because you have two very sort of surprising cards. You know, Wheel of Fortune and the Tower, they are surprise, okay? And towers are not negative surprises. It depends on the context. I feel for some of you, you may be surprised at a piece of information or gossip that comes your way, okay? And you may have to kind of like reserve your judgment on this and really not get involved in the gossip or not engage in gossip, because I feel, especially if it's a group of people, there could be one person who's a bit of a snitch or goes back to the party that's being talked about and says, yeah, Taurus also said this. But if you stay silent or remain silent on something, I mean, you'll have your thoughts and your opinions on something, but I would just be mindful of the company that you're saying it in. So, because I feel like it could come back around. It goes to the person. The same with like working environments. If someone is dissing the boss in a group of people, I would say this is your month to stay silent on that, and just, even if you agree with it, I would say just don't implicate yourself into it, because number one, walls have ears, but also I feel there's someone in that group is going to be a little bit of a tattletale and go back and report all. Okay, so just watch out for that. You know, smile sweetly and be like, oh wow, and just don't get involved or even walk away. Just don't even engage in it is what I'm seeing, because I feel there could be repercussions from this. If it's in a friendship or a family kind of energy, it could be that it creates conflict or drama, but in a working environment, it could actually lead to some people really being taken to task, you know, really kind of like being brought into HR, for example. And if you're an entrepreneur, this could be that you discover it's almost like, I feel it's like someone saying something negative about the company or about the working environment. And I feel like you're the sort of person that if you were told it, you'd listen to it with a sympathetic ear, and you'd be really fair about the situation and you tried to make it right. But if they're saying it behind your back, I feel this is disingenuous, and I feel that you would actually kind of like have a very, I want to say, strict conversation with this person, very direct, okay? And I feel it's not that you're making an example of this person, but if you have this person working for your company and they are saying that, I feel you cannot trust this person to be involved in your business, okay? So you may have to make some decisions about that in the month of February, especially if you're an entrepreneur there, okay? Now, let's reel the energy back from all of that, because the Six of Cups really means divine intervention from the universe. Something is being offered to you, which you will kind of like celebrate, but not too much. It's almost like you're like, yay, but you want to wait until the outcome happens. So this could be news that comes in, is what I'm seeing, and you won't really believe it until you see it. So it could be that either you have completed a task or responsibility, or you're getting an award or a bursary or a subsidiary, or even being sponsored, for example, or you hear about a promotion or a raise or a bonus, and you could be like, yay, but show it to me first before I believe it, because I feel like you want the facts, okay? That's what I'm seeing here. But something is being delivered to you, and it is going to be celebrated by you when it finally comes in, okay? And you may hear about it in February. Also, Six of Cups, I see that you're going to be very busy this month. There is actually a bee that's calling to me on this card. I just keep hearing bzz, bzz, bzz. So I'm being given this energy of you multitasking, being very busy, being on top of your goals, being very organized. But also the Six of Cups, I'm just seeing a lot of your energy kind of like reuniting with people or seeing people you haven't seen for a while, being a little bit more sociable. And of course, the Six of Cups can be a period of calm reflection, thinking about the past, about relationships, about experiences. You know, as I said, a trip down memory lane. And for some of you, you may literally physically be going on a little vacation and, you know, to where you used to grow up or where you used to frequent, for example. Or for some of you, it's like you revisiting a part of yourself, because as you mature, because we got the Empress energy, and this is not a gender specific reading, it can be that, you know, you don't look your age. No matter what age you are, you just don't look it. You're young at heart. And also, I feel some of you have lamented a piece of you or a piece of your life or a part of your life that you feel like you've lost touch with or detached from, and you wish you could return to that energy. Well, I do see like a resurrection of energy. So suddenly it could be that if you and your friends used to frequent a certain place, all of you kind of get together and be like, should we just go back to that place and see how it's changed, how we've changed? And I just feel a lot of like revisiting things going on here. Also with that Six of Cups here, I mean, I'm going to pull a card on it because I do feel that an old love tries to win you back or really misses you and reaches out. And there's nothing wrong with that as long as they don't set you back when it comes to the energy, because I feel this person, there's a trust issue in and around this person, and this person may have really shocked you. I feel like they'll shock you again by trying to reach out here, but I feel there's an energy of control and ego, and this person, although they do have feelings for you, and they did have feelings for you, I feel like they also want a bit of an ego rub, okay? They're not emotionally available to offer you the love that you truly deserve and desire. Now, for those of you who are already in a relationship, I feel like you're going to be sitting pretty a little bit when an ex reaches out, because, you know, I feel like you're secure. I just heard something, secure with my boo is what I just heard. I don't normally talk like that, so maybe that's something that you call your partner, but I feel like you're secure in a relationship if you're already in a relationship. And it just makes you smile that you're like, you know what, I'm with the right person, and I'm so glad that it didn't work out with the past person. So when they come knocking, you're like, you know what, I'm all good. I'm all good. Look at what you're missing. Look at what you're missing. That's the energy that I've got coming through here. Now, I actually see a gift coming in for you in the month of February. It's not your birthday season, but I feel someone gifts you either a token of appreciation or a note or a card, okay, that's coming through. And it just makes you smile that some people go above and beyond just to let you know that they care. So that's coming in there as well. We do have the Temperance card. So this is a card of focusing on your life's purpose and mission. I mean, all of your cards, the Judgment card twice and the Temperance card, is like you're getting busy focusing on your goals, your responsibilities, and you really want to make an impact in the things that you want to achieve. So you're making headway. I feel like you are tempering your kind of pace there. I feel like you're not impatient. I feel like you're diligently focused. You're owning your time. You're organized, structured. But I feel like you're turning one thing into another. So you could be blending skills, for example, or you could be blending environments. For some of you, it could be an event that you go to that blends friendship circles. So you could be holding something or hosting something, and maybe there's two sets of friends that have never met each other, but you spend time with them equal and you love them both, but you're like, hey, you've never met. Let's all have an event where you all meet. For some of you, it could be that you're going to an engagement or a wedding in the month of February, and different sets of friends meet each other for the first time and really create an even larger circle of friends there as well. But with that Temperance card, I feel this is really about you kind of like finding yourself in the flow and balance. You've got a 6 here, okay? And as you can see, this figure is like literally balancing a ball on their feet or balancing the wheel on their feet. And it can be that February is a bit of a balancing act to have the best of all worlds. Variety is, of course, the spice of life. So it can indicate that you're in the flow, being organized, and you're getting a lot done because you're compartmentalizing your time, but you're also prioritizing what's important. I'm being given that you're leading with passion and you're trying to like reignite your soul and set it on fire, to be excited about things once more. But I feel like you're going to find a clearer path for you this month. Things just feel a little bit more easier, not so so tense, you're managing stress levels. I feel like you're on top of things, you're articulate. And if you're going for an interview or a meeting, I feel like you find the words to win the room. I really feel that, you know, people really appreciate you and celebrate you in whatever it is that you're interviewing for or going for a meeting for. And I feel just have confidence in your wonderful self. Now, of course, the Temperance card, it also indicates spiritual evolution. So I would say with that Wheel of Fortune there that you may have like sporadic moments of insight, just knowing, okay, what is happening, like a hunch, for example. Pay close attention to your hunches. But I would also say here that, you know, you are on top of your energy levels. If you're someone who has suffered with fluctuating hormones, for example, or you've felt that you've had a vitamin deficiency, or, you know, something that has made you feel fluctuating in your energy, I feel like you're on top of it this month, and you just feel like you have more vitality. Things aren't fluctuating as badly. It just feels like you're completely like in a really stable energy for you as well. Now, I would say that these cards can connect to your 4th house because it's a big philosophical month for you where you're really finding out where you feel like you belong. So some of you may be weighing up your options or kind of like looking at different places. You may be thinking about being more nomadic in your working industry if you're in work. Perhaps if you're retired, it could be that you want to be a little bit more nomadic or travel a little bit more there, or spend your time between 2 places equally so that you get the best of both worlds. I mean, this is literally half and half, okay? So it could be that you're spending 6 months of the year somewhere, 6 months of the year somewhere else. For example, if you're thinking about migrating a business or just relocating to a different country, some of you could be weighing up your options or looking at what is right for you. Now, you may shock a lot of people on your decision because we do have that Tower energy, okay? It's in the resistance position, so it can indicate that they'll get over it. For example, if you are a parent and you're retiring, it could be that you're breaking the news to your children that you love them, but you feel that you want to emigrate or you want to live in a different country for a while, and they may feel a little sense of like now you're fleeing the nest, as it were. But you can, of course, keep in contact and they can vacation with you and all of those things. So it kind of like opens up the whole world there for all of you. But initially it may be met with a bit of shock, like, wow, okay, that's a little bit left field. For some of you, it could be that, you know, you are telling your parents that you want to work in a certain industry, and it could be that they assumed you were going to follow a certain path, but you're taking a bit of a curveball path and doing something that you really want for you. And it could be that initially they're a little bit shocked, but this is your life and you're leading it according to how you wish to. So again, they'll get over it, is what I see there. But honesty is the best policy, because if they find out before you actually articulate it, the reaction could be bigger and more kind of like dramatic, shall we say, than it could have been. So for some of you, with this Tower energy, I feel this is like a restructure of your life in some way. So for some of you, because of that 4th house, it could be that you are moving stuff around in your home, giving it a lick of paint, for example. Some of you could literally be moving from one property to another. Could also be that you're deciding to launch a business from your home space, or perhaps some of you may even decide to, put a listing out there to rent out a room, for example. Or it could be that you could actually be turning one room that used to be a bedroom into like a gym, for example, or a sanctuary or a closet, or just, utilizing space in some way. So please take it as it resonates. But, this card, it is a card of revelation. So lots of inspiration, new ideas, but also, the Tower can indicate that whilst there's a little bit of chaos around you, and what I mean by that is, if you're in a working environment, there could be a flurry of activity, everything going wrong for some people, but for you, everything's going okay, because the Tower is like you are untouched by the chaos, okay? You basically avoid something that could have been very challenging, because all of your cards here are you're maintaining your peace of mind, you are keeping things balanced and flexible, and something comes towards you where there is an offer or an opportunity for you to benefit. Now, I hate to mention this, but I got to, because it's real life, okay? Some of you may hear of redundancies, friends, family, or, people may be made redundant, or there may be some closures going on in the working environment. But looking at the energy here, I feel like you're in a really good position, okay? And although it may feel a little bit worrying or a little bit nerve-wracking there, and of course, you know, you're really disappointed for the people who may be going through this, and I'm sending you a huge hug out there to everyone who is going through this. But I do see that some of you may actually even try and help that person get a new role elsewhere, and you're going to be very successful in helping them. But also I feel this is about remaining in contact with someone who perhaps has been made redundant, or it's almost like sometimes people don't really know what to say because it's a delicate situation. But I would say just reach out. Even if the person is like, I want to be alone, just reach out. I don't see them like, you know, going through anything too terrible. What I see is an energy of someone kind of like withdrawing, feeling really wounded that they're in this position and trying to recalibrate their life. But a lot of people may have just kind of like not deserted them, but stayed a little bit quiet, like, oh my gosh, what do we say? What do we say? And I feel you reaching out to this person, it just keeps the lines of communication open, and it lets them know they have a lifeline, that they have support. So it could be a friend or someone you work with even. It could be that you find out that someone you work with is being exited from the company, and everybody else is like, oh my gosh, let's just like pretend nothing's happening, just keep on going as usual. But I feel like you're the first person to say, hey, you okay? You know what? I don't know what's happening here, but it's crazy. And if you need anything, I am here. These are my digits, my cell phone. Just reach out anytime. But it could also be that you exchange emails, for example, and you send them opportunities as well. Because I feel like this is an energy of you want to help. Okay, so random that that's coming out, but it's coming out, so I have to mention it there as well. But ultimately, I feel this is about you kind of like avoiding something that could possibly have been negative for you. It could be divine intervention. That's what these two cards can literally mean sometimes, that the universe is paying attention and is protecting you and redirecting you. If you have to let go of anything or cut anything out, whether it's a person, whether it's a substance, whether it's an environment, or whether it is, toxic thoughts, this is the month where the universe kind of makes things come to a climax or critical, where you cannot ignore the fact that you must cut it out. Because you do have this swords here, the Ace of Swords, which is like to basically cut through something or sever ties with something. So it can indicate that something toxic or something that has been limiting your growth or your path really has to go. And it may be something that was very hard to let go of. And it may be connected to a cycle that you found yourself in. For some of you, with that Tower energy, it can be a cycle of comfort. You know, sometimes we build a life of comfort and we are striving for that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with comfort. Of course, we all wish to be in some level of comfort. But sometimes when we build a certain structure around us, because that fourth house can be like, I'm stable, I'm, in a structure, and now what? So it can be that things get to a plateau period where you want to break out of a cycle or break a chain in order to release, revamp, or kind of like rethink something. So I feel some of you could do that in the month of February. Also, the Tower is a transition, okay? A transition of truth, especially with the Ace of Swords. So there could be a truth that comes towards you that really shocks you. I mean, with the Magician card, I feel like you may have had a hunch, but when you really get it in words or even in writing for some of you, it could be a shock. So I have to acknowledge that the Tower can also be a shock, but because it's in the resistance position there, I feel like you kind of avoid something that could have been negative for you, okay? Now, yeah, I feel like you see it coming. I'm just being given that by my guides. Don't forget to say they see it coming. That's what my guides are kind of nudging me to say right now. So that's what I'm saying to you right now. Okay. I'm being asked to pick this up again and touch it more to get more energy from it. Thanks so much. I'm truly grateful. I'm being given this energy of driving out the old, driving out the old. So this is a month where you're continuing to do that, because I feel like you were already doing that in January, and it's a continuous cycle. I feel a lot of you are maintaining the status quo in some way. And what I mean by that is, in terms of your finances, I feel like there is a plateau. With the Six of Cups, it can be that you're maintaining any money that comes in. You're, seeing that it goes out on bills, Also, you are replenishing any like excess spending habits from previous months there. I feel a lot of you are working really hard to increase your wealth and, you know, focus on a savings or budget plan. And I feel with the Judgment card twice, don't shoot the messenger when I say this, a lot of you could be judging your own spending habits and saying, okay, I need to keep an eye on things, okay? Because the Tower is like, not that things are critical, but you don't want to get it to that position. So with that Ace of Swords, this is about taking accountability and responsibility, okay? So I feel some of you are a little bit like that. And it doesn't mean that I see anything negative regarding your finances. In fact, I feel this is a big month for you to be disciplined and to be organized, structured, but also to do something a little bit bold and daring, okay? So I feel like you're finding the balance between the two, being spontaneous, but also doing what you always do. And Ace of Swords, new communication is coming on in that may change everything. This could be a new offer or a new opportunity, or it could be, for some of you, a revelation from someone from your past. So it could be that you have a friend that you meet up with, or that you go to a reunion and they're there, and this person could tell you something from the past and you're like, oh my gosh, I never knew that. Or it could be someone that you were really close to and people always wondered, would you ever get together, for example, and maybe nothing happened between you, but now is the time. Perhaps this person reveals that actually they've been crushing on you their whole life and they want to tell you how they feel. So it could like really shock you. And with the Magician card, it feels like it's a little bit magical as well there, especially if you're single. That could be something that you experience this month too. Ultimately, this is a transformational card, and the Tower is definitely a transformational card, and you've got the changing cycles. So I feel this is a big month for you to transform in some way, but it seems like it is a huge month in terms of making major decisions and really reflecting on who you are, what you want, and kind of like owning your truth, you know, really being honest with yourself, having the courage of conviction. But also I feel, you know, it could be revealed that you win something, or it could be revealed that you're offered something like a promotion or an opportunity. And what else am I being given with this? I am being given here that some of you are keeping an eye on stress levels, okay, looking at cortisol levels as well, trying to manage that, because I feel like you're limiting stressors or triggers. But I feel February, especially when Mars goes direct, this is a time where people can get a little bit frustrated. It's not personal. People can get a little bit cranky. I feel like you're not allowing anyone to kind of like overstep a mark. I really feel like you are creating healthier boundaries and you are owning your truth. But at the same time, I feel like you need to be aware that, especially when Mars goes direct, it just feels like it's not personal, but someone could push your buttons, okay? And some of you may even discover that I'm just being given that someone perhaps hasn't told you something, but will reveal it when the moment is right. And you may feel a little bit frustrated about that. For some of you, this could be that someone is pregnant, okay? That's coming up very largely in the energy. So it could be a friend has found out they're pregnant, but they're waiting until like, you know, the 3rd month, for example, or they're waiting till they get like the thumbs up where they can kind of disclose it because they don't want to jinx it. They don't want to tell anyone too early, for example. It's not that they don't trust you. It's not that you're not a good friend of theirs. It's just that they are, you know, moving through new territory and they're like, okay, I'll reveal when I feel ready. And that's their prerogative, of course. But some of you may feel a little bit like disappointed or disheartened that they didn't tell you first. But I feel if you really tap into your energy, you have a hunch and you kind of knew it already, is what I'm being given there as well. Now, we do have the Magician card. If some of you have been feeling a little bit of brain fog recently, or you've been feeling a bit scattered in your thoughts, I feel like, you know, you're completely articulate and completely focused this month. You're achieving a lot. You know, this card indicates that you are achieving something that you will celebrate, and You know, with the Magician card, it feels like a piece of magic, but you did this, whatever this is. You know, this card tells me that you are someone who's very gifted, very talented, very creative, and there may be something that you've been talking about doing for a long time, but you just never got around to do it. Well, February is the month where you are going to conquer that. I feel like you're really going to get involved in that as well there. The Magician card indicates manifestation skills are going to be on point. Speak your truth loud and proud to the universe. Whatever you are thinking, you can have. Remember, I always say thoughts, swords are all about the thought, the mind, become things, okay? So I really feel you're going to be ticking a lot of things off your to-do list, but at the same time, I feel like you're working towards something that will be manifested and you'll hear news on it. An important phone call, an important email or letter. I would also say for some of you, make sure you look at your hard copy mail. Okay, because there is the potential for something to be missed and it is critical. Now this could be like, if you have a car, for example, it could be a speeding fine for some of you. I don't like to give that message, but it's there. Okay, so I have to honor it. Or it could be that you parked in a bay, perhaps that was not clearly signposted. I mean, with the Judgment energy, I feel like you can appeal it, whatever this is. So it could be that you kind of like knew there was a potential for this to come in, but you knew that perhaps it wasn't your fault. Okay, because I feel like with the Ace of Swords in this position, you'd take accountability if you felt it was your fault. But I really get a sense here that you're shocked when they try to make it your fault. You appeal this because the Judgment card is to basically have it judged by another governing body or an authoritative figure there. And the Empress tells me that, you know what, you're good. It's not going to go ahead. So it'll either be cancelled or perhaps you'll be compensated for whatever it is. But if you don't see that hard copy mail letter, then there could be a problem. Okay, so that's what's coming through. I mean, it doesn't have to be connected to a fine. It can be like an important document that you need to sign, or perhaps for some of you it could be an expiry date on something, maybe visa, passport, especially if you're traveling. Could be something gets to a critical point, or maybe something, perhaps keep an eye on hard copy mail. If something does not get delivered in the time frame that you're hoping for, chase it immediately, because it could be lost in the mail, and the person sending it out, especially if it's an official document or a certification, it may need to be resent. Maybe time sensitive as well. So that's what's coming through, okay? I feel like in the end you get it sorted, but it could give you like a little rush at the end and make you feel a little bit anxious there as well. Now, the Magician card tells me that this is a potent month for you to really step into your personal power. A lot of you, very philosophical energy about where you feel like you belong and whether you're on the right path. I would say the answer is yes, you are on the right path. If some of you are currently out of work or made redundant or had some sort of shock in the working environment, I see a new opportunity coming on in for you. One that really utilizes your skill set. One that I feel offers you greater status and more opportunities to build your wealth. So I feel, you know, you may be shocked, especially if you're out of a job for a long time, you've been waiting a long time. Suddenly, this is your month to turn everything around, and it just feels like you're back on track, okay? Now, of course, this card is your higher calling card. So this indicates, you know, higher frequencies entering into your life, a higher level of connection with your higher self, a lot of philosophical energy, and also really diving into the subconscious, you know, of who you are, what you want, you know, really listening to your own feelings and your intuition, and almost like submerging yourself into the unknown a lot this month, you know, looking to the skies for signs, having lots of synchronicities happening for you that give you signs to let you know as an omen that you are on target, or even deliver answers of things that you've been questioning at this time. You know, the Judgment card indicates a rebirth of your energy, but also an awakening. This is a huge month for a lot of you to open your third eye if you haven't already. I would say this is like, you know, a rude awakening kind of month. And what I mean by that is suddenly there may be a piece of information or news that you see online, or perhaps that you're told, that really spins you off in another direction and really starts making you think about the world around you. This could be something you're already going through, but also what it does is it changes your frequency and it opens you up to a higher consciousness is what I'm being given. And my readings are rarely about that, but I do feel this energy of you kind of like suddenly having a eureka moment or an epiphany about your path and opening yourself up on a grander scale when it comes to energy. And I would expect lots of, important downloads. I mean, this month seems to be all about self-analysis is what I see there, because you have a lot of cards about weighing up options, really kind of exploring who you are. I mean, on a more basic level, some of you could be actually setting up second streams of income, launching a business, for example, or you've been called to do something that you've been yearning to do for quite some time, and actually suddenly you're in the flow of doing it. And, this card can indicate that there are really great rewards that are connected to this, not just in terms of finances or status, but on a soul level fulfillment kind of energy. And I feel because you've got it twice, this is about listening to your calling, but it's also seeing signs and omens to let you know that you're on the right track there as well, okay? Now, the Judgment card can also indicate that you have to make a major decision this month and you need to sit with self. And the answer of what you want may shock you because you have that Tower there. It could be that when you dive deep into your options and you really be honest with yourself and you're like weighing up those options, you may be imagining your life for the next 5 years, having chosen one option, and then look at the second option and imagine the same thing, and the answer may surprise you, and you may actually make a decision that is going to completely shock a lot of people, even yourself. I feel it's more about you shocking yourself and what you're capable of, okay? And I feel this is a sign that you are totally on the right path. You're going to see lots of feathers, okay? When you're about to make this decision, you're going to see lots of feathers on the floor, on the sidewalk, I mean, in your home, in your shoe, in really random places. I'm seeing one right now on a car windscreen as well. So please pay attention to these signs because I feel this is a symbol to let you know that you're protected and directed at this time, and that there's someone guiding you in spirit. This could be a spirit guide. I'm not being given an energy of who this person is, but I do see here that you are very well protected, okay? Now, of course, I'm being given a big energy of an important call at the end of the month here, but it's an important call that you're really going to love because the Empress energy tells me that, this is reward, this is abundance, this is prosperity, but it also indicates that because of your kindness and your unconditional love for the people around you, the universe is sending you, some really good karma. Sixes tend to be a gift from the universe to bestow upon you, good karma for your beautiful deeds. So I definitely see that something is coming back towards you as a reward there. But also the Empress energy indicates nourishing yourself in a healthy way, but also it indicates that you want to get out more in nature and you're trying to romance your life a little bit more there as well. For some of you, this is about you kind of like reaching a milestone in your life or really reflecting on your journey and thinking about who you are and how life and the journey has shaped who you are and the dreams that you had when you were younger and what you've aspired to and where you are right now. And I feel you should be really proud of yourself because you've come a long way there. Now, because the Tower is there, and we have the Empress as your outcome energy, some of you, if you have the capacity to get pregnant, you may be surprised and find that you have a baby on board. So this could be a month where if you've been hoping to get pregnant, but it's been difficult, suddenly there's a breakthrough there as well. So congratulations if that's you as well. But if that's not you, I really feel this is about you birthing new ideas and something you've been investing in, whether it's work, whether it's an acquisition, whether it's savings, whether it is a diet or exercise plan, or whether it is, for some of you, it could be connected to anything you've been investing in financially. You will see some reward or some evidence that actually you are making a difference, that you're on target, that you've made an impact in some way. A lot of you, this is promotion vibes, but I feel you could be told about it as a secret, and it may be something that will materialize a little bit more in March for you. But also, promotion vibes, but also potential bonus. Could be that you're told that perhaps you're going to be getting a little bit more money, because this is to increase your wealth, but it indicates it's something you've already been working on. If you're launching a business or becoming an entrepreneur, you've had that calling to do it. I feel like a lot of people are interested in whatever it is that you are producing, whether it's goods, services. For some of you, it could be, because I'm seeing a microphone right now. Interesting. I'm seeing a microphone in the water. For some of you, it could be that perhaps you are a voiceover artist and you get like management, for example, with that Empress energy, or it could be that you're putting your resume out there to get some sort of voice work. Someone may tell you that you have a beautiful voice, that it's incredible, and that you should do radio or that you should do adverts. For some of you, it could be that you're, maybe promoting your work. The microphone can be just that you are being seen and heard by your family or your friends. It could be that you're articulating your needs to have them met. So it can be symbolic, but for some of you, it could be that you're purchasing new kit, like a microphone if you're a musician, for example, or perhaps you're taking the mic at a comedy night, doing something a little bit wild and wonderful for the month of February, because that's really what this month is all about. Ultimately, I feel like you are trying to find the balance between your responsibilities and your tasks, and also being really spontaneous and kind of like trying new things, new ventures. Aces are always new. So it could be that you're having an opportunity to start something new or create something or take responsibility for something. For some of you, it could also be that your friend asks you to maybe childmind in the month of February as well. And you may feel this kind of like heavy responsibility that you want to do a really great job, but I feel like you will do a great job because you are so young at heart. They're just going to really tap into that playful side of you as well, and I feel like you have a lot of fun doing it too. Now, there could be some big thoughts about your inner child this month as well, okay? I mean, looking at your energy, it feels more that you're connecting to whether you feel fulfilled at this time, that you're trying to blend your energies, trying to keep things running smoothly, eradicate drama. I mean, the second stream of income thing, I feel a lot of you may be connecting to at this time as well, which I feel will be very beneficial for you. My guides want me to go one more for you. So I am, and oh my gosh. Can I just do this? And drop the mic literally, because it is a microphone. I can't believe it. Well, I can believe it because my guides give me images, and out of like close to 100 cards, you got the mic, and I saw that in the water just beforehand. It really highlights that you have something to say. So it could be that you're writing a book. It could be that you're writing a screenplay. It could be you're giving a presentation or you're going for an interview. It could also be that if it's health related, for example, it could be that you're speaking your truth and have something to say and trying to identify what it is that you want to conquer or get on top of. For some of you, it could also be that you're documenting something. Maybe it's all about your legacy. Whatever it is, I feel it's important because the image was given to me, and also I got the card there as well. It literally says on this microphone card, news. I definitely tapped into that at the beginning of your reading. Trending, broadcast, expression, strong opinion, make known, current events, public speaking, speaking truth, communication, social media, being heard, and speaking up. Now, there's two energies with this. One is that if there's any gossip, don't get involved in that. Speaking up about that could be something you'll be called to do after, but you did not get engaged in that. That came up at the beginning there. As I said, you'll have your opinion on it, but don't get involved in that sort of thing. Also, if you're utilizing a social media platform, I feel some of you could go viral or people really hear what you have to say. For some of you, it could also be that you're launching something on social media or trying it out, for example. Some of you could be getting new kit, new tools, learning more about the internet in some way. But this is about speaking your truth and being heard. And I feel this is also about promoting your work or, connecting to perhaps other people. Because this is a tool to be heard. So it could be that you are looking at what you need to say, how you need to say it, and where you need to be to actually express it. So, if you're a writer, for example, it could be that you're going to find yourself with like-minded people in a group talking about writing or, speaking your truth about the industry that you work in at a networking event. For some of you, it could be that you're getting involved in the community and having your say about how the community should be run. Or if it's like a block of apartments, it could be some sort of important meeting with a landlord to speak your truth about how things are going or whether services are being met, for example. So please take it as it resonates. Some of you, it could be that you're a musician and you're going to get a gig. So yeah, please take it as it resonates. I mean, number 8 is the number of the self. So I would say this is about you honoring who you are and what you need to say and how you need to express it. And this is your life, so you're living it accordingly. We've also got number 2 there, which is a wonderful number of the High Priestess. This is about hunches, taking a gamble, believing in yourself. As you see, it's dice, and that really connects to the Wheel of Fortune. And this basically means taking a gamble or taking a risk, but also because you have so many steady cards with it, it means that you're also making a calculated risk and you are kind of like maintaining the status quo on something, but also shaking up another area of your life. I mean, your 11th house of hopes, wishes, and dreams is starred at the end of the month. So this could be that your manifesting skills are like stronger than usual. You're setting an intention and you're watching the universe deliver either people or opportunities to help you. I mean, for some of you, there could be a more mature or knowledgeable person that helps you. This could be like in the form of a manager or a promoter or perhaps, you know, an intermediary in some way or a boss who wants to open doors for you. If you're retired, for example, this could be you finding a person who wants to do things in the community that you want to do, or it could be your bestie, for example, and you're weighing up what to do next with the month ahead, which travels to go on, you know, joining groups of people or connecting to hobbies. So I feel this is about integrating and trying something new, because that card is all about risk or taking a gamble or just doing something out of the usual. And it says here, luck. You definitely got that because we have the Wheel of Fortune there. Chances are with you. Roll with it. Random results. Potential, fate, what happens next. So a lot of you are weighing up your options to see what happens next, what steps you take. And we got gamble there, and also playing games. So I did mention that someone may try to push your buttons, but also some of you could be in the games industry, or perhaps you are, you know, having a games night and it just breaks up the month, for example, or it could be that you win something on that. I mean, for some of you, you could be heading to Vegas and you're going to have a bit of a win and it may shock you there. So yeah, you may even have to speak to like a wealth management person, because if anyone's going to be a wealth management person, it's an emperor or an empress. You've got the empress there. So it could be that perhaps you have to talk about that. For some of you, because we have heart and home, with the Empress energy, it could be that you are looking at your acquisitions. Some of you, not all of you, but some of you may actually think about pensions, your estate, your legacy, wills, writing a will, things like that. There's nothing negative here, but it could be that you're just, you know, using best practice to make sure that, you know, you or your loved ones are covered and you don't give all your acquisitions to the state when the time comes, which is really, really far off. So I want you to be aware of that. But we have heart and home. That's why I picked up so much energy of where you belong and really kind of like making your home your sanctuary, decluttering the home space, clearing out that closet or organizing the cupboard, or perhaps fixing some things in and around the home space. It says happy home, security, love, kindness, family, belonging, bliss, contentment, comfort, established, fulfilled, legacy, boundaries, affection, peace, heart's desire, and longevity. Okay, so I feel this is about creating a happy home, a happy environment. A lot of you have family responsibilities as well this month, and it can be that, you know, people are just a little bit more pleasant, okay, wanting to help each other, work together, and it just feels like being together is a privilege. Okay, that's what I'm picking up on there as well. And also finally, we have fairy tale. Now, fairy tales, of course, these can be illusions that we build in our mind, okay, but I feel this is more than this. It's you kind of like realizing that what you think about, you can bring about. What you can see in your mind, you can have in your hand, and you're walking towards it. Horses are always progress. So this is a big month of progress. It says here, believe the impossible. because I feel like you're making the impossible possible in whatever it is that you're doing. We've got daydreams, romantic ending for some of you there. Universal archetypes, hopeful, magic. I did mention the magic there. We got unicorns, rainbows, aspire, happy ever after, fanciful, stories we tell. Now, I did mention there for some of you, you may discover a family secret, okay? But it could be, I feel, whatever this family secret is, I feel it was told or hidden, shall we say, in pride. I don't see anything untoward. I just feel like someone was very prideful. They may have come from a different generation and they felt that a certain way of life or a certain thing was not acceptable at that time. So if you have been going through someone's estate, and this is only if you've just come to this reading and experience this, I don't see anything happening like that this month. It could be that if you discover a family secret that I mentioned earlier, I feel there's an energy of you kind of like sympathizing that it was a different time, different circumstances, and they did what they had to do at that time. So there's an energy of that coming out there as well. But I feel a lot of you looking at the energy, especially with the Ace of Swords in the position it's in, I would say you're not just telling yourself that you're doing things right now. February is a month where you're actually doing it and you're making a difference, okay? So I'm just going to go and get a trinket or a rune before we close. Okay. My guide told me to drop it. Okay, so we have, we've got the bee. That's probably why I was hearing that bee there. I mean, I close my eyes when I pick these trinkets, and I wish you could see my eyes, but unfortunately can't. So you do have to trust me on that. But there's obviously a relevant reason why my guides gave me the sound of a buzzing bee for this card. But there it is in trinket form as well, just to reinforce a message. You're going to be busy, okay? So, basically having structure or being flexible is important. I feel like you have a lot on your plate, but also you are going to be, I mean, it's almost identical. Let me just show you. You could almost like fill that picture exactly like that. I mean, I'm just going to show you on the side. Very similar. I hope I can do it. Very similar there, okay? So I feel like this is also about you being queen bee for some of you. It could be that, you're empowered and you know your worth. This is definitely a month of knowing your worth and getting a better deal as well there. And bee is all about community. So it's about being integrated, connecting to people or networks that will help you get the best out of life, but also make you feel vibrationally really supercharged. And finally, we got cherries. So this is a trinket that connects to temptation. So it could be that perhaps, you are resisting the temptation to fall back into an old cycle of repeat. But also, I feel something is being delivered to you in the month of February, which literally is the cherry on top, okay? I mean, I feel it is fruitful energy. I'm actually seeing a puzzle piece as well in the water right now. So it could be the missing ingredient or the missing piece. For some of you, it could literally be that you're doing a puzzle as you're listening to this reading. I mean, you could find a puzzle piece on the floor, for example. This message has come up before for some sign, but I'm not sure for which one. So this could also be a signifier to you that, sweet reward is on its way. And what else? Yeah, I feel like the reward is sweet. That's the main message I get from this. So I'll leave it there. I mean, if you're playing a slot machine, don't they have cherries as well? So, I mean, for some of you, it could be that you're taking a trip to Vegas or slots, for example. But whatever it is, I feel this is a great month for you to kind of like really step into your power, speak your truth, and really be seen. Nourish yourself in different ways, healthier ways, and basically, it's a month of potential that I feel you are really going to tap into. So I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates in that complex reading there for you. Also, if you'd like to be in the chance to win a free personal reading from me, all you have to do is envisage the world in a golden healing light. Okay, that's all I ask of you. Very important. If collectively we all do that, we can make a difference vibrationally to change what's going on in the world. But also, when you've done that, please, in the comments box below, just put an emoji of a world and a heart. And if you don't have access to emojis, then please, all you have to do is write the words, world and heart, and I'll enter everyone into a competition and announce the winner of the free competition in February at some point. So it'll be like mid-February or so. Okay, so thank you so much, my beautiful Taurians, and love and light.